welcome to Life Success. I'm your host Laurie, and we're going to talk about life events. All this jargon that comes crashing down, smacks you in the face, and we struggle to overcome these experiences. So, how do we get past it? Well, self-love comes through that situation too, because we need to look after ourselves through this negative experience of like an explosion waiting to happen in the first place. And when that explosion happens, we need to actually remind ourselves, okay, we are safe. So when we don't, we are making ourselves a victim of circumstance. And when we are victims, we struggle even more to get past that experience and go through with victory when we do put the tools in action. And that means self-care, self-love, and respect for ourselves. If somebody pushes our buttons, remember, boundaries are crucial too. And when we don't respect ourselves enough, we let people push us over and totally abuse us. And when someone does abuse us, we need to remember that whatever crap they're dumping on you is not your problem. It is not our issue. And when we go through these experiences, we tend to struggle with a lot of emotions. So when we are struggling with emotions, we need to stay strong. So this means doing self-care. Self-care means doing something productive that is going to help your mind recover from it and also reduce stress levels. I know stress is a crucial problem to our mind and body, so we need to look after ourselves, making sure we're getting enough sleep, making sure we do drink less coffee, and doing something that's going to look after us instead of pushing our boundaries, as we could say, and that's something I learned myself. So looking after ourselves is crucially important. So doing something like, meditation, feeling the fear. When catastrophe strikes, you are going to learn a lot from these experiences. So when, for example, if I went to a government department and they were mistreating me, well, you can always change how you respond to these things. And this is where the tools come in handy to change how you respond. And CBT is one of them, Conjunctive Behavioral Therapy. And tapping is a great tool, but when you are struggling with anxiety, I can understand it is really challenging. But making sure you're using tools for anxiety to reduce the extreme scenario of the mind losing it and you're breathing and you are in a position where you need to really help yourself. Doing something proactive to help yourself deal with these situations and recover. Because I know I used to struggle a lot with anxiety and depression, and I remember having an anxiety attack and I had to find another room somewhere where I could be in peace and just breathe and just get a bit more control in my system, and knowing that I can cope. If you're in need and you're a New Zealander, you can call Depression Helpline and they will help you overcome your depression and anxiety issues, and talking to someone helps dramatically. So if you're struggling, either give them a call or give them a text. And there is also Anxiety Helpline, but of course we all struggle with these negative experiences and we all struggle with so many things in life, and reading books that are going to help you, learning new tools is crucial to our mind and body too. And drinking herbal tea makes a huge difference to us because we're reducing caffeine in our system, because it doesn't help us to sleep at night. Getting a good sleep at night is so important to the brain, because you're sending a message to the brain saying we need to be able to work properly in order to function, in order to deal with all the stress that we're going through. If you don't, you are going to struggle with the stress in your life. You're going to struggle. You're going to be an uphill battle. So when catastrophe happens, knowing the tools, knowing what's important for you, and drugs are not the option. Just breathe. Just breathe. I know it's hard, but I've had to do it so often and try and breathe and try and deal with it. And you know what? Whether you're in a difficult situation in your life, you know, there are ways. There are ways out there. Why do you think there are counsellors out there? Why do you think that people are learning tools? Because they can't afford therapy as such. So if you keep going with everything to help you through all the stuff happening for you, all the stress scenarios, therefore you're more likely to overcome that battle when, you know, this strike comes in and smacks you in the face. We are more likely to deal with it better if we put the tools in place and use the tools. So I hope this helps you guys, and I hope you learn a lot, because I know I learned a lot from Gala Darling as well, and my life training, and a body to actually do something that's going to help us. So today I'm going for something that's going to help me relax. I'm going to get my pedicure today, and that's going to help me relax a little more, and I'm going to sit down with a good book and just relax and try and breathe every 4 hours, just a simple breath. So I want to teach you the trick. It's called the diaphragmatic breath, and it's the same thing they do in yoga. So I want to teach you guys this tool. If you're anxious and that, just learn the tool. So when we go through negative experiences, so when catastrophe hits, strikes us, this is what we need to do. Put our hand on our chest, breathe through our nose, out through the mouth. Breathe in, hold. And I recommend you do this quite regularly. Every 4 hours is so crucial, because it's sending a message to the brain to relax and not overload your anxieties. As soon as you get anxious and you start getting shortness of breath, that's when the anxiety kicks in, and that's when you need to actually change that behavior and try and rechannel it to that other way of breathing. All right, I hope this helps you guys. Blessings.